Well, thank you, Representative Bourne, and thank you all for joining us here today. We're here located right outside of the governor's office, and this is an important location. It's a place that we come to seeking collaboration, and I'm proud to say that we have collaborated in the state of Illinois with Governor Pritzker a number of times, and it's something that we have earnest and genuine engagement in wanting to do as often as possible. And one of the best items of collaboration that the legislature and the governor's office have been involved in was the execution of the U.S. Census in the state of Illinois. And our collective investment to spend nearly $30 million to make sure we had the best and most accurate census count in the history of Illinois. We did that in collaboration right here. But the collaboration that didn't happen is on a different type of data that now Democrats are using to draw the map. While we spent nearly $30 million on the U.S. Census in the state of Illinois, we spent, Governor, $0 on the American Community Survey. $0. And if this were so important that it would be the way that we would use data to draw our legislative maps that we will be living with and that voters will be making decisions, and the fate of the performance of the state of Illinois rests on for the next 10 years, if this was the data source, I think we certainly should have been investing in the American Community Survey response activities. We didn't, because we have never intended to use the ACS as the primary data source to draw legislative maps. That's what's happening now across the street at the Stratton Building, where Democratic members of the legislature are being led in one by one to pick the voters that they would choose to represent in the upcoming legislative map. We've talked about this again and again. The American Community Survey was never intended to be used as the data source to draw legislative maps. It's something that the U.S. Census Bureau has said time and again. The Census Bureau says that the ACS does not provide the type of granular level data that is needed to draw legislative maps. And that's why we have to wait for the census so that we can have complete, accurate redistricting activities moving forward. There is no reason now to use a mystery map that emanates from a dark, clouded room across the street and that we know will be fundamentally flawed. And it's not just Republican members of the legislature that believe this. There are numerous groups throughout the entire state of Illinois that are standing up and saying this process is fundamentally flawed and we cannot stand and allow this to proceed.